That's a nice one. Come on, get in there. Get in there, mate. Get. What is going on, guys? It's Ben from the Parker Brothers and welcome back to another fishing video. Today you join me down Hordle Lakes and we've got a lake exclusive. It's a real social. Lewis actually won this particular trip on a Facebook share and got the message saying he won, and I was lucky enough to be invited. So there's a couple of the Parker Baits boys here with me. And we're here for the next 48 hours. We're on this particular lake is called Bob's Lake, which is their specimen lake here, and it's also got the biggest fish in. It's home to a few 30-pounders. It's been completely revamped here, new ownership, and to be honest, it's a breath of fresh air because it's a completely different scenario up here now. And what I aim to do is over the duration of the next 48 hours is give you a taste in your mouth of what this lake's about and sort of the facilities they've got on site and other lakes as well, because the whole reason for these videos are, guys, is so you get an insight off, so when you are coming down yourself you know exactly what you're doing and you're not coming in blind. So there it is, and like I said, next 48 hours there's a few names around me today. Lewis, Josh Pack, which again two names that I'm sure you've definitely seen on the Parker Baits social media, because these boys are always catching fish, and to be honest with you, Lewis has nailed one already, had one about 10 pounds. So what I'll do is, guys, I'll put that on the screen right now. Right, well there it is, Lewis with the first one, typical Lewis fashion, a nice common. What did you have it on, mate?
OG Fish Dumbo.
Go on, absolutely smashed it, mate, and quite early doors as well. Rods ain't even been out an hour, have they?
Nah, literally about 45 minutes.
Smashed it, well in, mate. Let's get some more, happy days. So as you can see, within 45 minutes there he's had a fish already, so fair play, mate. And the Parker Baits again not letting him down. So what I will say is, guys, before I start this video, give us a thumbs up, make sure you comment down below, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos going forward, and hopefully I can bring you a real banging video, and hopefully we can get some absolute rhinoceros pigs on the bank. I'm really looking forward to it. It's something we've been sort of talking about, but it will be nice to have a social with the lads. And like I know I just said, guys, give us a thumbs up, but liking this video, you really don't know how much that helps me and my brother grow our YouTube channel. We're nearly at 10,000 subscribers now, guys. I know I've said it already, but like I said, please if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos going forward. So there it is, lovely sunny day, and bring on the carp and come on the Parker Baits. I'll see you in a bit. It's 20 to 2 right now. I thought I probably should keep in the loop of exactly what's going on. So if I turn the camera around, guys, I'll flip that back round. Bear with me. Right, so this is my swim. I'm in, I think it's called Sockets. So they've redone all the swims here as well, and they've no mud. You know, this is lovely because, again, anybody who watches the vlogs, guys, knows I fish a lot up linear, and the pegs, well, they don't look like that. So yeah, socket there, that's the peg I'm in. So obviously I've got 3 rods out. We've got a lake exclusive, therefore nobody can go in that peg, which is brilliant because it opens me up to a bit more water to myself, which is fantastic. So at the moment I've got my left hand rod under here, which is where primarily I put most of my bait. I've seen a fish here with Josh, so Josh is actually fishing over here, and we both were looking out, and basically I saw a fish. I've just put a zig on out towards the island, and I've got another one over towards the scaffolding in over there, and again I'll probably touch on that later on over the next couple of days. But that's where the 3 rods are, very briefly. But again, lovely wooden platforms, and like I said, very comfortable. If I just take you around so you can see everything, yeah, very comfortable. And then all the swims are very similar to this. So next to me I've got Lewis, which is on the point. A beautiful swim that is, really good swim. You've got a lot of water in front of you, and like I said, Lewis has done a fish already. There's another gentleman down the end, and we've got one over here, one over here, and one over here. So that's Josh over there, Josh Pack. Again, this is someone I've what I will do is, guys, actually I'll put some pictures up on the screen of some of the fish Josh has had over the duration of the last couple of weeks. Very good angler, been fishing for years, and supported Parker Baits from day dot. You've got Lee over there as well that helps with Longbridge Lakes, and again another person that well, another lake that you would have seen on the channel, guys, and somewhere where I had a ghost in. If you haven't seen that video, definitely pop over to the channel and check it out. But there it is. Hopefully over the next 48 hours we get some absolute nossers. I'm looking forward to it. We're getting a takeaway tonight, having a few drinks of water obviously, and yeah, hopefully now just a few carp on them rods there would be absolutely beautiful. Come on the carp here at Hordle Lakes. Right, so in front of me now, guys, is Sheldon's swim, and he's just lost one. It's so funny. Me and Josh was sat here looking out, watching the water, and just to our left down here is where we've got our rods, and we looked out. I said, "You see that? You see that big old splosh, crack? I think I'm out of the water." He was obviously hooked and he breached, and unfortunately, like I said, he's lost it. But what a sign that is, because I think he's fishing on the bottom as well, mate, isn't he? Fishing on the bottom as well. Although I've got a zig out there, I have got 2 rods on the bottom, so that's very reassuring. Oh, really, really exciting, to be honest. Like I said, sort of Lewis has had one now. Obviously over there, like I said, in front of me, Sheldon's lost 2. So come on the carp, come on the nossers. See you in a bit. So while I'm over this side of the lake, I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to just touch on exactly where I'm fishing on that right hand rod. So as you can see, there's this scaffolding that sort of runs across, which I think is fantastic, because the reason why he's done this is, see the yellow bits on the end? It sort of tells you exactly where you're allowed to fish to. So there's never going to be any issues with people casting over you, or casting over your spots, or casting anywhere near you, because you've got a sort of a measured out area exactly where you're allowed to fish, like I said, and I think that's absolutely brilliant. So over to my right is Josh's swim, and he's doing exactly the same in front of me. So we're both basically putting bait in either side of this. He's fishing the rod on the right, I've got to fish a rod on the left. So fingers crossed tonight that there is a bite. Again, we're both fishing very similar baits down here as well, and as you can see, my swim's just there. I think some real important things to remember here as well when you're coming to the lakes is making sure that you dip your nets. That's imperative. They've got lovely dip facilities up there, so that was the first thing we all done. All the lads around the lake dipped our nets. Also, I think something that's really, really good, by the way, I brung 2 nets, probably a bit hasty, but hopefully I've got 2 fish in them. They've also got nice sort of cradles and slings, which I think is again absolutely fantastic, saves you bringing it, and also the obvious reason, the main reason for having stuff like that is so you don't cross contaminate and sort of prevent disease getting into the water, which again, anything that you can use to prevent that is a win-win. And again, they offer that on site, which again is absolutely fantastic. I think that's electricity as well, I'm not too sure, I don't know how that works. My water butt there, look. But yeah, I know I keep saying it, but that looks absolutely lovely out there, proper mega. Definitely higher up in the water, I reckon, the fish, although I'm not seeing them. They must be sort of mid-water sunning. But that middle rod is on a zig, so it could happen, it could happen. Come on. Right, so I'm just chilling over this end of the lake with Josh, and the wind is trickling in, absolutely beautiful. I mean, at the moment it's not as aggressive as it was probably 4 or 5 minutes ago. It's really trickling in nice, and I think if it keeps coming down here, that's definitely, well, I'd like to think it would push the fish down here tonight. and hopefully we can take advantage of that. Oh, did you? No, I think that was quite small. Something just popped up there, just off the thing as I've said that. There's a coot coming across. But yeah, it really would be nice if the fish dropped down tonight and we picked up a couple down this end. Although me and Josh pulled out last in the draw, it'd be lovely to take advantage and, like I said, have a few and make a point down this end. So come on the carp, and come on the OG fish and the OG fruit and nut. Right, well, me and Josh just chilling here having a nice drink of water, and Lewis has just said, I'm in. We've heard his rod. His doubts have went off, and basically I'm going to go around now and hopefully get some footage and show you and see what he's got. He said it's an half decent one, he reckons, so here he is. Fruit and nut. Go on, mate. Happy days. Feel a bit better than the last one?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Was this on a single bag, or have you been putting bait over the top of it?
Nah, what I did is I put a few bag in there.
Yeah.
With 10mm OG fish on there. Just a few in the... Oh, it's got everyone.
Fair play, mate. Right, let's let him get it in. That's the dumbbell, is it, that you've had it on?
Yeah.
Happy days. So Lewis has got fish all over him, and I think it just goes to show the importance of getting your rod straight back out. So just while the fish is recovering very quickly, he's over there putting a fresh rig on, putting a fresh bait on, and then it goes straight back out on the spot, and then obviously you deal with the fish. So hopefully you can nick a few more. And as we've sort of, just before I've started this clip, the fish just showed right there. So he's got a fish all over him in this peg. It's a lovely peg. You've got an aerator down here. It's got a bit of everything. You've got islands, you've got the mid in between, you've got the margins down here which absolutely look beautiful. It's got everything. You're going to catch a 30 this trip, mate?
Definitely.
So this is his setup. So he's got a 20-pound like a boom material there, and it's nice. It's not too much, but it's got sort of a little bit of suppleness to it, with a tiny little bit of braided end. And I was speaking to Lewis about this earlier, and it was quite interesting to see why he fished it. And he said he don't want too much movement, but just enough. And well, obviously it's done the job. And then what you're finding is there with the Parker Baits OG fruit and nut wafters, they sit kind of like that on the bottom, uniform on top of the pellets or whatever you're fishing. And what he's doing is he's just nicking a bag on there, fishing out on the spot with bait out round it, or
yeah, just a little bag.
So there it is. Happy days. Go on, bruv, get another one. So there it is. Number 2 for you? Number two for you, mate. Absolute banger. We're going to weigh her in a second and see exactly what it weighs, but mate, absolutely smashing it. Fair play to you, and what an absolutely beautiful fish. Oh wow, wow, what a start for Lewis, mate. 2 fish, and the fish just under 20 pound there in the end, so absolutely brilliant. Absolutely smashing it. The kid's on fire, he really is. He was fishing last night and had the biggest fish out of a lake, which was a common, again on Parker Baits, guys. And what I'll do is I'll put that up on the screen now so you can check that out for yourself. Not a 30 pound, it was a mid 20, but for this particular lake it was the biggest common in the lake, and that was confirmed by the bailiff as well. So Lewis, again, fair play, mate, absolutely smashing it. And what an angler you are, I've got to give you that, mate. Fair play to you. And right, I'm going to carry on now, and hopefully the rods rip off and I can catch an absolute nosser. I'll see you in a... Right, so plan of action now is I'm going to flick that bail arm on that, like that. So that line just peels off. Right, so how am I fishing? Got a little size 6 hook there. Little OG fruit and nut Parker Baits wafter, dumpy dumbbell with a yellow little topper there. Obviously a little bed of the OG fruit and nut 10 millers with a lot of the sauce on, and also a few other little goodies in there as well. I've put some magic dust in there and a few other little bits. But there we go. That now is going out there. I'm not going to record that, guys, because you've just seen me put bait out, but just directly on top of that spot. So what I do is I've just hit the pole out 3 times and I shake it like this, and I don't know if you pick that up in the footage, but I shake it, and what it does is it sort of disperses the bait, not just dumps it on one spot, it flicks it about. You do that 3 times, what I'm trying to get across is you've got quite a pan of bait, and that's just from using a pole and using your common sense and just flicking it around, and it seems to work dreams. And to be fair, it's done me some good fish. So that's the job now. So I've literally just been doing my rods there, as you've seen, and then Josh's rod is ripped off. Literally, he's just taken his zig off, put his rod out. What was it on, mate? What'd you have it on?
Fruit and nut, mate.
Fruit and nut. How long was it out? 5 minutes?
5 minutes, just put it on the little reed patch out there, same place I had the zig.
Go on, mate. Happy days. Look at that, it's in the net now. So there it is, Josh with a proper little character. And first one for you, mate.
First one off the money, off the reeds, 5 minutes after taking the zig off. Can't complain about that.
You can't, mate, at all, literally. If 5 minutes, because I saw you re-chuck, and that was the rod that went. It's got some very distinctive scales under there, and hopefully one day he grows in to be a proper nosser. Go on, mate.
Let's get her back.
Back to my rods now, and I'm definitely going to do that right hand rod. Then I know I'm 100% I can sit back this evening in confidence and know that every single rod that I'm fishing this evening is on point. What a chuck, mate. That's a bite. He literally just got that 2 inches off that tree there, which is again where he had the fish just a second ago. Fair play. But yeah, that right hand rod, time to redo now. And what I've been doing is, again, I'm not going to show you this, guys, maybe if it produces a fish tomorrow then I'll go into depth about why, and because it's all interesting then when you've had something, isn't it? So I've been putting the pole out, casting over the pole, bringing the pole back, put my rig in, dropping it out by the thing. So I'm just 110%, or the scaffolding over there, I'm 110% fishing on a dustbin lid, and I've just keep flicking in the bait throughout the duration of the day. I've just kept flicking in bait and hoping that they drop down this evening. So time to get that rod out right now, and food is definitely on the card soon, and I think we're getting a takeaway tonight, so I'm absolutely buzzing for that. The social so far, absolutely brilliant. Come on the carp. And brief, I've finally got the rods out. Oh, the right hand rod out after that commotion with Josh, but went out lovely. But the only disappointing thing is I don't reckon I've been fishing the last couple of hours. I've reeled it in, I've had a carp on the end, probably about 4 inches long. And it probably didn't even pick up my lead, so there could be loads of fish on the spot and I wouldn't have even known. But did I nearly leave it? Yes. So am I glad I've brung that in? 110%. So now I know I'm fishing again. Every one of them rods is on the money. I physically can't do any more than what I'm doing now. So I'm really looking forward to getting my teeth into the next sort of, well, in excess of 24 hours. And I really do hope I can get a 20 pounder. 20 pounder, 30 pounder would be absolutely brilliant. It would make the trip. A 20 pounder would also make the trip as well, and I'll be happy with anything, to be honest. So hopefully the fish move down this end tonight, I can take full advantage of them and get some nossers on the bank. Come on the carp. Wow, although Louis had 2, I think there's about 790 carp over there right in front of him. Nah, it's a joke aside, they are showing absolutely crazy, relentlessly. It's just off that middle, mate, isn't it? Yeah, just off the middle. Just off the middle. Like, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, guys, but there's like 2 ducks there, and they just keep coming up and up and up. Absolutely crazy. And I think he's in for a treat tonight. If they drop down, it's game over. Absolute game over for him in there, because he will just bag up. It's looking lovely. The sun's sort of breaking down over the tree there. I tried to get some footage, but it's not great, to be honest, but it just looks absolutely mega rare. Sat behind the camera eating some Garibaldis with Josh. Come on the carp. Right, well, The night's coming in and it looks absolutely mega out there at the moment. No fish as of yet, but we've definitely just ordered an absolute nosser takeaway, so I'm looking forward to that. And Lewis has just come over and just said there's a 30 plus ghost in here. Well, earlier, I don't know if I mentioned, but we definitely saw a ghostie sort of out here, and it circled round. It was coming round, going back on itself, doing a circle and then coming back and sort of repeating the process. So that is definitely reassuring in itself. But if something was to drop down tonight and then that was one of them, that would be an absolute game changer. But like, I'm looking forward to my food. I'm going to sit back now, lock onto the water, and hopefully them rods absolutely take off. Come on the carp. Well, would you look at this? Josh has just come back, and there's my seafood pizza, absolute massive thing. He had an Hawaiian garlic bread, chips. I think we've got some jalapeno bites in there, and some nosser sauces. Look at this, mate. Absolute feast. Right, to sit back and enjoy now. Hopefully get a run. Wow, that is it for me. Pizza smashed. Very full, but very satisfied. Lads have gone to bed and it's my turn now. Hopefully we're woken up in the middle of the night with a nosser. The time at the moment is just an early one, to be fair. 8:30. Sit back. Come on. Wow, good morning. Had quite a good night's sleep, to be honest with you. Josh has just popped round. He's had nothing. I don't think Lee's had anything. But Sheldon, excuse me, Sheldon on the other side of the lake is got a nice one in the net. So I'm going to pop over there now, get some video of that, and hopefully show you. He's been fishing little intimate bags sort of in the middle towards where they were showing yesterday. He's fishing opposite Lewis, where I was sort of making a joke yesterday. There was fish out there last night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head round there now and get some footage of them and show you. See you in a sec. Right then guys, you join me in Sheldon's swim now, and there it is. What an absolute scaly banger it is. The sun hitting it lovely air. I'm actually standing off the side of the camera, so it just hits it absolutely beautiful. What an absolutely lovely fish. Sort of linear apple slice scales going up it. This fell to the a solid bag in the middle of sort of this bowl area where they were showing last night, sort of in front of Lewis, that bit of water, because they can both fish that bit of water. Haven't got a weight on it yet because we've got to wait for the bailiff to come round, which is, I totally respect that, and I think it's fantastic that he's doing that. But I reckon probably just over £20. But mate, you had a couple now, haven't you, as well?
Yeah, mate. Just kept an eye on the water throughout the day, to be fair. Just come night time, still boshing on the top.
Yeah.
Obviously, thought perfect opportunity to obviously get one down on the bottom.
Yeah, sure.
While they get the noses down. But yeah, this is the result, mate. 16
as well, and yeah, there's a £16 out.
£16 8 ounces as well. Yeah,
smashing it out.
Solid bag, yep.
Absolutely brilliant. Right, we'll slip this one back and or slip it back in the sling, and hopefully you get a few more, mate.
Thanks,
Happy
mate.
days. Get
Cheers,
in there.
Lad.
So very quickly, while I'm round this side of the lake, I thought it'd be quite good to give people an insight on the swim. So obviously I'm over here, Josh, Lee, Sheldon, and then you've got more pegs around. So you've got another peg here, another peg here. Again, the sun's not great at the moment, guys. I apologise, the sun's not right up yet. But while I was over here, I can sort of just show you, and he's been having the fish sort of in that middle bowl there. Again, alongside Lewis as well, so they're definitely holding up in that bowl. And that there is his peg, and they've cut out all the stuff that was peg all up here before, but they've taken them all out, which again is brilliant because it just gives you more water. There's no BS. You know where you're fishing, like I mentioned yesterday. Everybody's happy, and if you've paid to come down fishing here, you know you're guaranteed a peg, which at the moment when you're fishing day ticket waters, it's not always easy. It really isn't. So there we go. Happy days. Let's just put a little solid bag out there. I've just seen him cast that. There he is, going back up. Right in front of the rods, I mean tip of rod just to the right of there when my poles are sort of extruding the bank. Massive swell. That one though, them little ones that I sort of caught yesterday, so we had one about that big, that was not a small fish. Massive swells. What I've done is carefully reeled this one in, carefully standing on the platform so I didn't spook anything. I've reeled it back in carefully. And then what I've done is a little bit of foam, kept the same bait on, got my scoop and just dropped it just underneath this tree next to me. I didn't want to put it directly on top, I've just done it just a further bit up. I've put that rod back down. There's Mr. Rob the Rob in there on the end. Hopefully he's giving that rod some luck now, but coffee time. I'm going to sit back down and leave that rod there for at least an hour and see if I can nick one. That there is a fish. Bait is there, and the rods are just there. Coffee number 2 this morning, nothing's come of them 2 rods, but I've moved another rod on the margin just underneath that tree. The one that I put down there, I moved closer up. I was watching them feed earlier, so I really don't know why that middle rod hasn't gone, which is a little bit frustrating, but I've just recast this tree. It's right underneath this tree here, and I mean I've punched under, it was like 2 inches off the bottom, and I think it's undercut as well. So, and I got a donk, and I've had a beep already on it, and I'm not saying a recovery beep, I mean it's sort of been out 10 minutes, something like that. Come on, I need to nick one now. Maybe just under 24 hours left. Come on, a carp. Right, wow, probably should keep in the loop. It is just coming up to 12 o'clock now, and to be honest with you, the reason why I haven't done much video this morning is I haven't had breakfast, because I've just been chasing fish around, just trying to get something on the back. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I'm not doing anything wrong, I just think I've been very unlucky. The reeds to my right, I've been watching the fish up there feeding, but it's not constant feeding. They're like dropping down, feeding aggressively for like maybe 10 minutes and then stopping and then circling again. It's like a bit like that. Anyway, I've been playing about with rigs over there, and I've just taken one of the rods off now, bailed it because the sun's coming up in the water lovely, and I've just put a zig on, and I think that's the perfect thing to do now when you get to this time of the day. I've got one sort of mid-water, just over mid-water, and again, if you can start catching them early with zigs, you can bag up very quickly as well, and that's something I've done in the past and done very well on. So I'm going to sit back, keep locking onto the water. I'm really doing my best to try and get a fish on the bank for you guys, because again, I'm not in the most desirable swim. Obviously there's a lot of fish down there, but there is fish down there, so there's no excuses, and I need to do everything I can. And I think the way we've set ourselves up on this particular social is made the fish move, which is the perfect thing to do if you are coming down on yourself. Don't always, but you know, it's all great having a social, but then sometimes you really catch fish, so you might want to plot yourself around the lake tactically, so you can get the fish moving and they're not just going to ball up in one corner. So there it is. Probably another coffee time. Got a little bit left in this one. Hopefully I can catch a 30-pounder. I'll see you in a bit. So I've just had a little bit of a play about, left hand rod same place, middle rod out there with a zig, and what I've done is I've taken the pole out and I've just like got the magic dust and added some lake water to it, flicked it about, and what that does is just build a cloud over there. And just over to my right, I've committed to a spot right underneath the second tree. Put a load of different food particles down there, and hopefully I can bag one. And then what I'll do is tonight I'm going to fish that right hand rod on the second tree, and then the middle rod I'll pull over and fish that original spot where I've committed to a bit of bait where the scaffolding is. So fingers crossed. I can't do any more than what I'm doing. I'm watching the water and obviously reacting to the fish and doing what I can. But I physically can't do no much more. But one thing I can say is what a beautiful place to be. Lovely sun, nobody bothering me, and I'm in my element. Thank you, Hordle Lakes. Well, there's nothing really to report, to be honest with you. It's coming up to 6 o'clock now. Well, to be honest, it's coming up to 7 o'clock now. I've just been locked onto the water most of the sort of the duration of the last sort of 4 or 5 hours. And I think most of the fish are in that main bowl, if I'm honest with you. But there is fish down there because me and Josh have seen them. But hopefully now, last night, off in the morning, I think it's about 9 o'clock, we got to be off. All I can do now is pray to the carp gods and hopefully, just hopefully, something drops down this evening. I've got a rod here, and I've still got a rod out on a zig, but I think I'm going to move that this evening. Come on the carp. Dinner this evening. Spaghetti, half a bag of rice in there, and some chicken bites right there. Let's see what I can do. Right, well, that is dinner sorted. It was absolutely lovely, to be fair. I had to borrow Josh's pan because I actually forgot mine again. I'm always forgetting it, to be honest. But in a second the live video starts for the Parker Brothers YouTube channel, and I'm going to be sitting back and I'm going to be watching that for the next sort of half an hour, 40 minutes I think the video is. So it's going to be interesting to see whether we can hit. I think last week we done 181. Now if we can hit 200, that would be the most live viewers we've ever seen in a video. So I'd love to see that, I really would. And hopefully I can nick one in between all of the commotion going on in the background. So fingers crossed. I'm going to sit back now. I've had my dinner, like I mentioned. I'm going to sit back now and just lock onto the water. Can't really do too much more, but my fingers are definitely crossed. I'll see you in a bit. Well, I don't know if you can see that, guys, but that tree that I've been fishing, I'm getting absolutely hounded by the ducks over there. It's really not looking good. Other spot over here looks alright now. I've got a zig out. I think I'm going to leave that out. Something I haven't really played about with, neither has Josh. I think we've got to play about with things. But yeah, that spot's not looking great with the ducks diving down. All I can do now is sit back, hope I'm going to get some sleep soon. If I do catch anything, I'll check in. Not good, not good. So through the night, left hand rod, like I said, I left you just before I went to bed. I was getting hounded by ducks. They must have been going on for 5-6 hours, absolutely relentless, diving down and down and down and down. Got hardly any sleep. So obviously when you're hearing crashes or smashes, excuse me, you think, was that a fish? Was that a carp? And the reality is, last night, I think most of the time it was, well, it was ducks. Not a snippet on that middle rod. And then my right hand rod on the margin, I've had a few liners on there, probably about 3 in the morning. But it has been hard going down this end. It's not done a bite, obviously. Josh had a nice one, or sort of a smaller one over there, but the fish, I just don't think they've been in their numbers down here like they have over there. But anyway, some good news this morning, and I'm going to bring my rods in a second, because Liam, the other end of the lake, which is someone you haven't seen yet, and someone who actually caught a lovely fish yesterday, You know what, guys, what I'll do is I'll put that on the screen right now. So as you can see there, it was an absolute banging scaly banger. Well, literally it was a banging scaly banger. That was an absolute brilliant, lovely fish it was, and fair play to you. But we got the phone call about half an hour ago. He reckons he's got the ghosty common over there, or a nice common. So I'm going to head over now and get some footage of this, and what a way to finish up this video. We've got to be off in the next sort of hour, which is a shame, but next time I'm down there I'm really looking forward to try and fish in that other end of that main body of the water, sort of main bow area, the point I think they call it. Okay, excuse me, absolutely knackered. I'm going to head up there now and get some footage and show you this absolute nosser. At least someone didn't blank. Right, wow, this is the other end of the lake, and I haven't really got round here much since I'm beginning of the video. He's already packing up here, look. But Liam's got this end of the lake. She's got like the aerator there, and he's got all this margin to himself in this sort of corner of the lake, which is absolutely beautiful. Definitely one of them pegs. When you turn up, I made a comment over here, I said that was a bit of me, that. But next time I come here I would like to try either one of them two pegs over the back, this peg, or the peg up from it. So fingers crossed we can get this out now and show you an absolute nosser. Come on the carp. Where it is, Liam in the corner with an absolute rhinoceros pig. We think it was just under £30, and what a fish. We think it's the biggest common ghosty in the lake, and it's one of the originals from what Liam said, but it fell to a little solid bag method. There was some crumbed OG fish in that mix along using the new flat spot product. But what an absolute bouter, mate. I mean, is it, how many have you had?
It's my second one. Second
fish.
The fully.
You had the fully as well, didn't you? Which again we had footage of, guys, and like you saw earlier, and what a fish that was. Let me get a little bit closer so you can really appreciate this fish. Look at that, mate. Look at that. Proper old warrior. Probably really what a moment that was, and what an absolutely beautiful ghosty sort of common there. Proper old thing it was. You could just tell it was a proper old thing, proper character. Yet again, the Parker baits not letting the team down. Although it's been a hard session for me, there's been some absolute beautiful fish come out this session, and Liam being the one fit for me. He's definitely had the prettiest ones, hands down. He had that fully scaled, which I've got a bit of footage of, and now I think the biggest ghost in the lake. So mate, when you do watch this, again, fair play, she has good angle in that, and I think Liam was second in the draw as well, so I think he chose second or third. So you had Lewis here, done alright. You've got Sheldon, that was in the corner, again had a couple, and then Liam had a couple. So it definitely goes without saying, if I turn you around, the fish are primarily down this end. That doesn't mean to say they're going to be down there all the time, guys. So if you are heading down, don't think, oh, I need to go in the middle part of the lake, because you might find the fish are down this end. But there it is. We've got about an hour left now. I might get my rods back out for about an hour, but we'll see really. Time's ticking. Got a busy day when I get back this afternoon editing. But come on the carp, and come on the Parker baits. Get in there. Oh, the pat down begins. Coffee there, caramel latte. most of my stuff out my bivvy now. I'm just starting to pile it all up. Need to put down that, put down the rods. Lewis is gone. I had a common crash here a minute ago. I put a single on it. Josh said he saw some out by the scaffolding, so I've put one on that. And I've still got my rod on that margin down there, so there's always time, but not looking good. Right then guys, that is my session done here at Hordle Lakes, and what a session it's been. Although I haven't done great myself, it's been lovely to see the other lads around the lake catch some, and not just catch some absolute beautiful nossers. So I'm going to leave it at that guys, and hopefully you've enjoyed this video. The plan of action is now, I don't know where I am next week to be honest, but I will be back same time next Sunday, 7:30 guys. If you are wanting to head down to Hordle, well, like I said, this is my end of the down the south of England guys. If you are looking to come down to it, they've got a Facebook page and they've also got a website as well, so go and check that out. And again, all the details are in there in depth, exactly what you can expect when you come to Hordle. So there it is guys. Like I said, hopefully you've liked it. If you have, give us a thumbs up, make sure you comment down below, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos going forward. And like I said guys, I'll see you same time next Sunday, 7:30. Peace out, all the best.